It does look like Tim Wilson did just join. Is that who are we referring to?
Yes.
Okay. So you might want to give him a minute or two, but otherwise we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Okay, is it okay to go ahead and get started? Hello, did someone just join? All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. My name is Kelly Grund, and I am leading today's training. It's really focused on how to submit a survey in the Sentact application, and then also, if you're a department manager, how to resolve your deficiency in Sentact. So a couple of items in regards to the launch timeline. The system is ready to be used. Everything is built fully in the system. However, we are doing a couple more training sessions throughout the month of July and August. So the actual go live date will be communicated internally of when you'll be submitting your surveys in the Sentact application. That's when you'll also be getting notifications that there's a deficiency and so forth. Well, we'll be going over today in general system overview, your user credentials. Your username is your first initial of your first name followed by your last name. So example, if your name was John Smith, you would be J. Smith. The first time you log into the Sentact application, there's going to be a forget password link on the home page. You will want to select the forget password link, which will then require for you to type in your username. Once you do so, you'll receive an email in your inbox with instructions on how to set your password. If you are having problems logging into the system, there are on-site system administrators which would be able to help assist or know how to get in contact with Sentact. That is Jennifer and Jenny, who are also on today's call.
Jennifer, have you tried? Jennifer.
Sorry, is there a question?
Yes.
Have you logged into this app?
I have downloaded. I don't think I've logged into the app yet. I haven't played with the app yet.
I downloaded it too, and IT's locking it.
Oh.
I put in a help ticket this morning for them to look at it.
I know Jenny can't even download it, so I was asking you to see if you were able to do it. So I'm checking with.
Yeah, when I downloaded the app, it says enter URL, and I haven't done that yet to get started.
So you would just have to type in GSSA. That is your URL.
Okay.
So it does sound like there are some IT restrictions. If you need any support from Sentact, please definitely let us know, and we can get our technical team on as well on a quick call. But your URL is gssa.sentact.com. There is no www. And as you are aware, we do have a mobile app for your iPhone and iPad. There's instructions on how to download, but it does sound like you guys are experiencing some security issues regarding that. The system is set up with notifications. So it's designed that when a survey is submitted in the Sentact application, we'll be sending an email to the manager of the department you're rounding on. So once we get into the demo, you'll see that you actually choose a department when you submit your survey. That manager will receive an email. The system does have to be maintained and updated, so if a manager leaves, you will want to make sure that you update to the correct manager. We have done system administrator training with Jennifer and Jenny, so they are aware of that as well. Our system also generates deficiencies. So for example, if you answer a survey question and the response is no, it's deficient, we've automatically set it up in the back end to trigger what we call deficiency tickets, your action items. Based on the priority of the questions, we have escalations built so that if you have a deficiency that is low priority, we'll send an alert after 7 days informing the manager that that's still open, it hasn't been resolved. If it still hasn't been resolved after 20 days, we'll send another reminder and so forth. So this is just to inform you that there are set escalations built in the system. We'll be giving a demo of the application today and also going over the features and benefits of the Sentact application, but primarily we'll be showing you how to submit a survey, showing you how to review your survey submission, resolve a deficiency in the Sentact application, and then also how to run reports. Just to give you a little bit of background about Sentact, we are a healthcare technology company with solutions specifically designed to improve quality, increase efficiency, and enhance the patient experience. We've been in the business for over 14 years now. Just to also give you some background specifically to the GSSA region, there are several hospitals such as Mercy San Juan, Methodist, Sierra Nevada was going live as well, so they're all using Sentact. The idea is really that you're all using the same system with the same questions across the entire region. This just gives you a wide range of our customer base. You can see that we have Midwest, West Coast, East Coast, and so forth. Our rounding solution, what you guys are using, is really targeted to improve safety, service, and patient experiencing by targeting, identifying, and tracking issues while resolving them real time. So how does the system work? You have the ability to schedule surveys in the system, which automatically sends an email to your individual who you assigned the survey to, informs them that the survey is available to take. When they log into the system, they'll see the survey, the department that they need to round on, or you can perform the survey ad hoc. We'll show you both ways in today's training. Deficiencies are auto-generated, so we've already determined by survey question what the routing is. Does it go back to the department manager of the area you round on? Is that actually a facilities issue? If so, it'll generate a work order in the TMS system. Is it a housekeeping issue, and so forth? So you can see in this example, the exit light was not illuminated. We had decided to assign that to facilities, so that would automatically generate a work order in your TMS system. Again, we created escalations in the system, so you will receive alerts if the deficiencies go unresolved. But the workflow is based on giving you the ability to measure and capture data over a period of time and start to trend and track your question results, your department compliance, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and give a demo of the application. You'll notice that I'm in a test environment, so this is not your actual live production environment. The look and the feel is the exact same though. You're going to see at the top it says select your location to submit a request. This only applies to Mercy San Juan, so you do not need to worry about this actual drop down. But when you log in, you'll notice that you need to type in your username and password. At the bottom of the page is your help link. So we do have contacts listed for Woodland. If you have any questions or concerns, you would want to get into touch with Jennifer Broussard or Jennifer O'Reilly. Also, if you're logging in for the first time, you'll want to select the Forget Password link. This is where you're required to type in your username, select Submit, and it'll send an email to your email account. When you log in for the first time, based on your access, you'll be brought to a specific page. If you are performing a survey, such as the Environment of Care Round Survey, you'll want to make sure in the upper right-hand corner you select Surveys, which will then bring you to the Survey Perform page. You're going to notice that the Surveys application is broken out into 3 tabs. You have your Perform tab, your Results, and your Reports. You'll always want to be on the Perform tab to submit a survey. The Perform tab is broken out into 3 sections. You have your Scheduled Survey. So if you log in and you see you have a scheduled survey to take, you'll see the survey name, the department that you need to round on, the location, and when the survey is due. If it's past due, it will turn red. You simply click the Start button to perform that survey. You're going to notice that your survey information is already defaulted. You would simply confirm that information, select continue, and it would bring you to the survey questions itself. If I click back on the Perform tab, you'll see the second section is your Save Surveys. If I started a survey, I got distracted, there's a Save for Later button where I can continue right where I left off. Now go ahead and select the Start button. Section 3 are your available surveys. I've logged in as an administrator, so I see all surveys across the entire region. But when an individual logs in, you're only going to see the Woodland EOC survey folder. This is where you can go to print out a blank copy of the survey template. So if you did not have an iPad and you wanted a paper copy of the blank survey template, there's a little printer icon next to each survey template, and this generates a PDF copy for you to easily print out, and then you can go back to your desk and enter your results in. We do urge everyone to be real time, allowing the data to be more accurate. So also urging everyone to use the iPad or the iPhone app if possible. If you're performing a survey ad hoc, here's where you want to be. You want to select the survey that you're submitting, select the Start button, and at the top of your screen, you're going to see which survey you've selected. So I'm performing the Biomed survey. Because I'm logged into the system, my first name, last name, phone, and email are all defaulted within the Surveyor information section. Surveyor information location, you can also notice that my site is already defaulted. I will choose the department that I'm browsing on. Once I choose my department, my building and floor will populate, and my date surveyed is the date I actually went and rounded. If you click on the cell, you can easily update the date to when you actually rounded. Once I select continue, I'm brought to the survey itself. The first question, are all defibrillators properly plugged in and charging? Yes, of course, means compliant. No means it's non-compliant. It was not, the chargers were not plugged in. NA stands for not applicable. And resolved on site means the question was deficient, but you actually fixed it while you were rounding. If you check resolved on site, it will not generate a corrective action item as it was fixed while you were rounding, but it will affect the overall % compliance of the survey submission. Go through, answer all the questions. You'll notice there's a Save for Later button. As I mentioned earlier, if you get distracted, you can select that Save for Later button, continue right where you left off. When I select Continue, you'll notice that it will not let me move forward. That is because if you say no to a question, notes are required so that you provide as much detailed documentation as to why the question was deficient. Select Continue, you'll see that my green bar changes and I'm now 50% complete with the survey. You'll also notice that these answer types are different. I have a drop down 1 through 10. So out of 10 staff members, were 4 able to recite where the PM sticker is, and I observed 3 that were not. Select Review. You'll notice again, because I said no, notes are required. I also have the ability to go back if I want to go back to any of the questions within the first section. I'll now select Review again, and it gives me a final opportunity to review all of my responses. You're going to notice that a deficiency is being generated because I did not say it was resolved on site for the first question and then for the staff knowledge questions. If I want to change anything, I can go back, but once I select Finish, I'm going to be brought to this next step screen. That means my survey's been submitted in the Sentact system. I have 4 options now. I can view my survey details, which will show me the results for the survey I just submitted. Select All Results, which will show me all the surveys I performed in my department, or if I'm a manager, all the surveys I performed. Survey again, perform the same survey, or my dashboard would be the Survey Perform page. Select View Survey Details, and you can see this is the results of my survey submission. Each survey has a unique ID, when the survey was performed, who completed it. Section 2 is your survey details. So overall, I was 74% compliant. I also then have a breakdown by section of my % compliance. If I select View Details, you'll see any of your question responses. Section 3 are your deficiency tickets. You can see that this survey generated 3 deficiency tickets for the questions which I stated no and did not check resolved on site. All 3 of them are open, and they've been assigned to the manager of 3 North. Section 4, your survey review and notes section. So here you have the ability to add additional information in the notes section, upload an image or a file as well. Any updates made to this will be documented and timestamped. At the top, you'll have a notify modal. If you select the notify modal, you can notify any recipient you highlight or additional recipient in the additional email field. Anything you type in the notes section will be sent via email. You can print out a copy of your survey as well. While still in the surveys application, if I click back on the results tab, this is going to bring you to a page of all of your survey submissions. So you will see all the surveys you have performed, or if you're a manager, all the surveys performed on your department. Section 1 is your filter. So right now I currently have access to all the GSSA sites that are using Sentact. I would filter by just Woodland Hospital, and I also have the ability to add additional filters. So if I wanted to specify the specific survey name I'm looking for, or multiple survey names, I can select the blue plus sign. If I don't want to use those filters, I can uncheck it, select search, and now this is going to show me all the surveys that have been performed. You're going to notice that each survey has an ID, a date completed. If there is not a date completed, that means the survey has not been submitted yet. It might appear in the Surveyor's Saved Survey section. Who completed the survey name, the department that you rounded on, the overall percent compliance, and the deficiencies. If I select the plus sign, you can see the status of the deficiency ticket. Select the minus sign to collapse. Show hide columns, I can add additional information to my results. So if I wanted to know my total yes responses, you'll now see that total yes appears as a column in my results page. Also in the upper right-hand corner, there's an expand collapse button, so I can expand or collapse on all survey deficiencies. If I click on the details of the survey, it brings me to the individual survey results. We just reviewed how to submit a survey and review your survey results. The next part of this training session is to review how to resolve a deficiency. The survey-generated deficiency, again, you'll receive an email from Sentact informing you that there's been a deficiency. When you log in, based on your access, you're going to want to make sure in the upper right-hand corner you select Survey Deficiencies. These are all questions in which we have notified as the department manager is the responsible party. They are not the facilities deficiency tickets, which would be going to TMS. Within survey deficiencies, you're going to see the results page. By default, we're showing you all tickets that are not resolved. If you ever wanted to look at previously closed tickets, you could change that status to closed, select search, and I'll now see all tickets that are closed. I also have the ability to filter by specific department, specific email, and so forth. Section 2 are my results. So you can see at the bottom right now I have 6 tickets that are open. I also have the ability to show and hide additional information. So if I want to know who submitted the survey, if I check off requester, that now appears as a column. To close out a deficiency ticket, you will want to select the details of the ticket. It brings you to the request details page. Section 1 is your status. You can see that this ticket is still open and hasn't been assigned. Section 2 is the requester location information, who submitted the survey. Section 3 is the task information. This is where you're going to see the actual survey question as well as the surveyor's response. Section 4 is your notes section, so any updates made to the ticket will be timestamped. To close out a deficiency ticket in Section 1 status, you simply click on the pencil icon. You assign yourself the ticket. You change the status from open to closed. That means the issue has been completed, and you add a note to explain what you did to resolve the issue. When I select Done, you're going to notice the status changes to close, the assigning's been set, and all updates made to the ticket are documented in Section 4. If I want to go and complete my next deficiency ticket, I would click back on the Results tab, and you'll see my next ticket which I need to resolve. So I need to resolve ID 2760. Click on the details. I'll see what I need to correct. I'm going to assign myself the ticket, change the status to closed, and add a note to explain what I did to resolve the issue. Section 2, requester location information that's created by link. If I click on it, it actually brings me to the survey which generated the deficiency. If you scroll down to Section 3, deficiency tickets, You can see now that we've closed 2 of the deficiency tickets from the survey. There's still 1 outstanding item. So it's a way to see full circle close the loop process. Since I clicked on the survey ID number, you're going to notice that I'm now in the surveys application. To go back to survey deficiencies, you would simply want to select survey deficiencies in the upper right-hand corner, and it brings you back to your results page. We just reviewed how to resolve a deficiency from a survey. The next part that we would like to review is how to run a report in the Sentact application to be able to track and trend over a period of time. In the surveys application, if you click on the reports tab, you're going to notice section 1 is your Sentact dashboard. You have your summary by questions and your summary by surveys, your performed survey dashboard, and your summary by scheduled surveys. If I click on Run Report on any of these, it'll bring you to a reporting tool. In the upper right-hand corner is your group by, so this is your specific data parameters. So I would like to run the data by my site, my survey, the department, and down to the question level. I want to track just for this month. So if I select last quarter, I update this to be this month. My compliance goal, I'll leave at 95%. And interval, I'm going to leave at month. And my show high columns, I want to see how many yes and no responses we had. I'm going to uncheck positive as well as observed. So you have the ability to add columns and remove columns. I'm then going to filter by my site of Woodland. So you will only have the ability to see Woodland data. My survey folder, you can see you can even filter by a specific survey. Once I select update, you're going to see that for the month of July, we're 75.76% compliant. We had 25 yeses and 8 nos. If I select Woodland from the table, I'll see my next tier of data, and you can see that we've only completed the EOC Biomed survey this month. If I select the survey name, you're going to see the specific departments that were rounded on with the overall percent compliance. And then I can drill in on that specific department to see the overall question compliance for just 3 North, or I can select total to see overall as an organization, how are we doing across for the specific survey. Each table, there's a graph icon. If I select the graph icon, I have the ability to see my most deficient questions, my totals, and so forth. In the right-hand corner, each of these tables, you have the ability to export to Excel or PDF out if you would like to bring it to a meeting or include in a PowerPoint presentation. You'll notice that you can change your group by, so you do have the ability to look into your specific individuals who are performing the surveys. So if I wanted to see how many surveys were submitted and who's actually been submitting them, I would want to choose Site Survey Submitter. I would change my date range to be just this month. I'm going to filter by Woodland, select Update, and you'll actually see that there's been 2 surveys performed this month and who has been performing them. If I drill in, I'll be able to see Sentact Administrator. We just reviewed how to run reports in the Sentact applications for the surveys as well. This does conclude the training on how to submit a survey, resolve a deficiency, and run a report. If there are any questions, definitely feel free to ask them at this time.
You guys have any questions? We don't have any questions here.
Kelly, I have a question. You showed how to look up a deficiency and, change it by hand. How does the interface between TMS work with this? So say a ceiling tile needed to be fixed. How do we look up whether that's been done or not? Can you do it through Sentact, or do you have to just go to TMS, and how does that interface work?
So as an administrator, or if the deficiency was in your department, within this facility's deficiencies, there is a results page. So these are all the tickets that have gone to TMS. It is a bi-directional interface, so any updates made in TMS, if they closed it out, will be updated in Sentact. You're going to notice that right now I'm seeing all the tickets that are not resolved. And again, this is just a test site, but it's showing me that 71 tickets are currently open. But if I change the status to closed, select search, this is showing me all the tickets that were previously closed by TMS. If I select the details, you're going to notice that everything is updated here in the notes section. So it tells you when the TMS work order was closed, who completed it, and so forth. So to answer your question, you'll have a way to monitor what is still open by going to Facilities Deficiencies and selecting your results page. But when the work order is closed in TMS, it will also be closed in the Sentact application.
Great, thank you.
Yep. Are there any other questions? Okay.
I had a question on, I believe you said that you could put photos. So how do you, when you're doing a survey, attach photos? Specifically, like if I'm on the iPad, a lot of times I'll do my survey and then I'll come back and upload everything. So how do we do uploading of photos kind of late?
So on the app, for each individual question, there's going to be a button that says attach image. So each individual survey question, you can upload an image. So maybe you saw a cracked ceiling tile, you want to upload that to the survey question, you certainly can do so. On the desktop version, you can only upload images at the end by going to the notes section, survey review and notes section, and adding a note. So it would be after you're done performing the survey, you would actually add the images within the notes section. So the best case scenario is that the app is always used so that you can upload them individually to the survey question.
And you can upload it by looking at your photo library and not like having
Correct.
to take it at that point. Okay.
Yeah, you can do it either way. So you could take it at that point, or if you've already taken the picture, you can simply upload it using your photo library.
Okay.
Kelly, when there's a picture taken and it's one of the items generates a work order, does that picture carry over into TMS?
The picture does not carry over into TMS at this point. That's definitely something that we could go down the route of exploring, but it was never requested before.
Okay.
Training, I didn't hear what do you need?
Are there any other questions? Okay.
That's all I had. This is
Okay.
Jennifer.
Okay. So there are training materials that Jennifer and Jenny have. I know it was mentioned that they were printed out prior to this meeting, but there's definitely useful tools if you forget how to submit a survey or you want a refresher on how to close a deficiency to stop the escalation cases. I've recorded this meeting, so I will send this to you as well. And then throughout the next couple of weeks, we have department manager training sessions, training individuals on how to also submit a survey, but really specifically how to close out my deficiency. How do I make sure that I'm closing the loop on these action items? Thank you for everyone's time today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of the day.
You too.
Bye-bye.